also appeared during the times of the communist regime. So certainly they were not right that they can appear only in the Western societies. 1950s in Poland. It's communist regime time, but it's a different time than 1960s. If you compare 1960s, 1950s, 1960s will be mild. 1950s, at least in the death of Joseph Stalin, well, till 1956, it's very dark times in Poland. If the time machine would take you to Kraków, you would see a different city. Not so many colors, not so many street lights, not so many places to have fun. There would be maybe 2 or 3 dancings open long at night, maybe 1 or 2 pubs. And Jewish district, now a nightlife center of Kraków, would be damned and forgotten completely district. During the day, if you look at people, they are dressed much poorer. Maybe not so many bright colors, brown, gray, not so many jewelry. Generally it's very sad and not so many colors, except one man. One man was different. And Mr. Vladislav Mazurkevich you can spot on the street. He's always wearing very elegant clothes. He's dressed, he has a bow tie, he has a flower here and another bunch of flowers for the ladies in hand. Smiling, charming, polite. Ladies loved him. And from Mr. Mazurkevich, they call him the pre-war man, who have the manners from before the war, who dress in an elegant way. And you can spot him in one of these nightclubs, these dancings. He's always sitting in one of them, having always the best drink in the hand, win the best table. So how, for God's sake, he has money for that in the communist times? Well, he's profiting on the communist times, as Mr. Mazurkevich is the black market smuggler. And if you want to sell gold and dollars, which is illegal in these times, you just go to this man. You have to find him in one of these cafes. We know that here there was a cafe which he really liked to sit. And then he will do business with him, always with the best manners and with a smile. For many years, Mr. Mazurkevich, or sometimes they call him king of the city, done for a long time his business. Nobody knew that the smiling, charming man had one dark secret, and they discovered it by accident. Here comes another story of black market smuggler, a man who was cooperating with Mazurkevich, and this man had terrible headaches for 3 days. He don't know what happened, so he went to the doctor. Doctor put him on the X-ray. They look into his head, and they are very puzzled. There's an object in the back of the man's head, basically 6mm bullet. And he walked, talked like nothing happened. So then they took the bullet off. After long, complicated surgery, they woke the man up and they asked, "Who shot to you?" "No one," he said. Then they showed him the bullet and the photos, which persuaded him. And then the man said, "I don't remember anyone shooting to me, but there was a strange situation when I was traveling in one car with Mr. Mazurkevich." And men start to talk that they are going to fix some business, and Mazurkevich was driving. Man who got shot was sleeping on the passenger seat. He woke up very suddenly. He don't know what woke him up, but he felt smoke inside the car. And when he opened his eyes, he saw the car is not moving, Mr. Mazurkevich is still sitting at the wheel, but his hands, one is on the wheel, second behind the passengers. And man felt something like a shock. He asked what happened. Mazurkevich said, "Sorry, my friend, but you're a sleepyhead. I couldn't wake you up. For a long time, it was your turn to take the wheel. I couldn't wake you up. I moved you even a few times. I stopped the car, took firecracker, lighted up, and throw into your face. I was hoping that small firework will wake you up." And you can see it worked. "Are you okay?" Man said he's okay. Next day he started to have headaches. So you know what happened. Mazurkevich stopped the car, took small caliber handgun, put to the man's head and shot. Lucky to the tough head, or lucky to the small caliber, but the man survived. And Mazurkevich was arrested. He obviously tried to kill him. Then they searched his flat, and they found 5 skeletons under the floor of his garage. These were the bodies of his previous clients. One of them was Lover, which borrowed him money and he didn't want to give it back. So she disappeared. And then they start to count all the people who mysteriously disappeared around this man since 1945. They stopped counting after 30. Each of his clients was in danger. He was taking people for a ride and coming back alone. And for many years he was doing his business in secret with just some of his clients disappearing. It was proven he killed 5 people. 5 it's enough to hang him. But the lawyer of Mr. Mazurkevich tried to defend him in the last moment in the real spirit of the communist times. The lawyer wrote down to the judge, "My client is a ruthless killer. He's a murderer. I cannot deny it. But we are communists. We should look both at the killers and at the victims from the class position." And from the class position, who was victims? Was there party members, workers or peasants, real builders of our new life? No, they were disgusting creatures, parasites, black market smugglers, gold dealers, and people who are breaking perfect communist law. So they are not full worthy people. Mazurkevich shouldn't be hanged like for full worthy people. Judge was old-fashioned, it didn't apply to him. Mazurkevich was executed in Montelupi prison in Kraków. But as they say, in the last moment when he was in the death chamber, standing on the trapdoor with the mask and the noose adjusted to his neck, he said one final sentence, which is puzzling people to this day. The last word of the murderer were, "Gentlemen, soon we will meet again." And then the trapdoor fell. We will never know what he meant.